In this video on Replen Pulse, we'll be discussing the Restock page and the process of moving items from the Restock page based off of the recommendations of Replen Pulse to the buy list. So the first thing that I do is I would come to the Replen question mark column and click on Set. Anytime an ASIN is added to your Seller Central account for the first time, it's going to be set as unset in Replen Pulse. If you're extremely confident that you're never going to want to sell it again, you can mark it as no. But in this case, I always just mark mine as yes, click apply all, and now all of them are marked as replenishable. And then the next time that I go to consider that ASIN, then I will inspect it. And if I determine that I don't want to purchase it again in the future for a variety of reasons, maybe cease and desist letters, or there's a safety hazard associated with it and we don't want to restock it, then I would move it to non-replenishable. But now I can just unclick this filter and I can come over to the ROI. I like to put it as 20% because I tend to sell above the buy box quite a bit. And from here, I make sure that I've captured all of these. I will of course go through and reconsider the ROIs here to see if I'm actually selling at the buy box or above. So the ROI is calculated between the buy box and your cost. But in this specific example here, my price is selling at $34 and the buy box is 28.9. So I know I'm definitely higher than the 22.1% ROI that's shown. So now that I have my filter here set, I would come over and click Replen question mark and put yes. And then these are the recommendations that we suggest for the quantity that you should purchase for each of these ASINs. So for example, you'll see I have 60 already ordered. I currently only have 10 total quantity. This is the quantity that is available at Amazon. It's inbound to Amazon, or it's an FC transfer. We've sold 146 in the last 30 days, but I've only been in stock 24 of those days. So that's why this number is so large. So I can send a buy list. And you'll see it's automatically been updated to 0, and it says I have 203 on the buy list. This stops you from accidentally over ordering. When you go through the ordering process, you would of course export and then put it on your prep sheet, and then you can copy and paste your prep sheet and import it back into Replen Pulse. Upon doing that, the quantity already ordered would increase from 60 to 263. So I'll go ahead and do that for a couple more. Me and my team, we just go down through this list, adding all of these over to the buy list because we go ahead and trust the recommendations and we know that we're in the desired ROI category. We would check for any of those that are close. So like 22% ROI here, as mentioned earlier, we would go ahead and send because the price is actually selling at 34 and our buy box is 28.9. This one here, we're currently selling below buy box for some reason. Because it's demo data, we would not be restocking this one. And this is one that I would come over and say no. So that's the process for our restock evaluations. One other thing to note is we do have FBA and FBM. So I'll go ahead and pull this up real quick. So based off of our data, we would suggest that you need 152 more of these for your FBA shipment, but you don't need any for FBM. We purposefully separate this because you need to be able to manage both of these inventories. So this will carry all the way through the ordering process and order history. That way, when you go to receive the inventory, you know whether it needs to be sent in as FBA or FBM. One thing to note right now is that, as mentioned in our first video, we have a desired days of inventory for your ASINs based off of like sales velocity. One thing that I would do, specifically for FBM, because you don't have to worry about those low inventory fees, I'm going to go ahead and clear all my filters here. I'm going to go to FBM, and maybe I only actually want 15 days of inventory. So now I'll click Apply All. So that went ahead and updated all of my FBM listings, and that's more reasonable. I don't need to carry 35 days of inventory in my garage or my prep center. So I'll unclick this channel. We'll go back. And now that we have decreased the quantity of days that we want to maintain the FBM inventory, you'll see that our recommended quantity to buy is decreased, but it is more reasonable. We will include a settings for FBM inventory, but right now this is going to be the quick and easy option to make sure that you're being mindful of your lead times. That's all for this restock video, and the next one we'll go through and cover buy list.